Investigators make progress at the scene of the Red Lake plane crash. Some provincial funding helps to push forward a city daycare project. And the finance minister delivers his fall economic statement.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The flight data recorder has been recovered from the Bearskin Airlines plane which crashed in Red Lake Sunday night, killing 5 of the 7 people on board.
Still, officials with the Transportation Safety Board say it will take a few days to recover information from that recorder and hopefully find out why the plane went down. Investigators were back on the scene this morning. TSB Regional Manager Peter Hildebrand says the plane was traveling from Sioux Lookout to Red Lake and crashed about 3 kilometers short of the runway. As mentioned, 5 people died, including the 2 pilots and 3 passengers from Red Lake. 2 others, a 29-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman, both from Winnipeg, managed to escape with relatively minor injuries. Their eyewitness accounts, along with other information, should help determine what went wrong.
Recovered the flight data recorder from the aircraft. We are still looking for the cockpit voice recorder. We'll be getting to that section of the aircraft after a while, but we're not there yet. We're taking things systematically and working through it. A difficult site because of the fire, the nature of the terrain, and the vegetation and rocky nature of the ground.
The Chief Coroner's Office has sent the bodies of the victims to Toronto for postmortems. The OPP aren't releasing any names at this point, but Winnipeg media have identified the pilots as 34-year-old Peter Traschuk of Winnipeg, a father of 3, and 25-year-old Annie Sawant, a Mississauga man who was living in Winnipeg.
A Kenora woman has died after being struck by a vehicle yesterday morning. Police were called to an accident involving a vehicle and 2 female pedestrians. Both women were rushed to Lake of the Woods District Hospital, where 79-year-old Marilyn Lowe succumbed to her injuries. The other woman, an 83-year-old Kenora resident, was treated and released with non-life-threatening injuries. A 59-year-old Kenora woman has been charged with failure to yield to a pedestrian. A major traffic jam on Highway 61 this morning has forced the Ministry of Transportation to change its plans for inspecting the Cam River Bridge. Cars were backed up for several kilometers during the morning rush hour after MTO crews reduced traffic on the bridge to 1 lane. Highway 61 is already heavily congested due to the closure of the James Street Swing Bridge. The MTO eventually pulled its crews from the job after seeing the problems the work was causing. They've now rescheduled the bridge inspection to take place overnight from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in hopes of avoiding similar traffic problems.
The province is kicking in $1 million towards dozens of new childcare spaces in Thunder Bay. As TBT News first reported last month, the Nana Bijou Childcare Centre is constructing a new facility on Oliver Road right in front of the LU hangar. But as Dennis Ward reports, the $3.8 million project was on the brink of being shut down altogether.
Slated to open in the fall of 2014, the new Nana Bijou Childcare Center covers 8,200 square feet and will provide daycare spots for 110 children. That's 40 more young ones than the current setup at Lakehead University, which right now operates out of 2 different locations. The waitlist here for daycare can reach as high as 300 children at times. Charmaine Romaniuk from the LU Student Union feels this project will increase success rates for those who attend Lakehead. In a referendum, students voted in favor of increasing their fees to each kick in $4 towards the new center.
It's very, very necessary for students who want to come back to school, who have a change of career, for undergrads or masters who have children or have children while they're in university. They need the support.
This child care center project almost didn't happen. Not that long ago, it hit a $750,000 financial snag. But the $1 million announced will ensure it moves ahead, much to the delight of the director here.
Can't you see the stars in my eyes? This is awesome. This is a dream come true. We're going to have more space. We're going to be able to take infants now. We never did that. We're going to take more toddlers. We're going to really be able to support our community a lot better with this new build, and we're really thrilled about that.
Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Chair Michael Gravel made the $1 million announcement. He believes the project increases education opportunities and improves access to affordable childcare.
This is something that has been very much needed, obviously, and we are very pleased to be able to support this in meeting so many different needs. But obviously, childcare spaces for students here at Lakehead University are tremendous. It's going to be quite a beautiful building.
Dennis Ward, TBT News.
Urgent care hours at the Norwest Community Health Center on Simpson Street have been extended to 7 days a week. The 2 additional days will offer access to health care for people who use the facility. The building will be open on both Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Urgent care is staffed by a nurse practitioner who will provide care to people who do not require immediate and emergency medical attention. Wendy Talbot is the CEO for Norwest Community Health Center. She says the expansion couldn't have been possible without adequate funding.
It's all a part of sort of the major strategy of trying to improve healthcare in the north. So we put in a proposal to the LHIN, and we will be funded for about $265,000 to cover the weekends. It's not a lot to provide this extra service, but it certainly will hopefully take off some pressure from the hospital.
The weekend urgent care will begin this Saturday.
Thunder Bay's Filipino community is exploring ways to raise money for their disaster-ravaged homeland. Officials fear more than 10,000 people may be dead in the city of Tacloban alone in the wake of Typhoon Haiyan. The massive storm is one of the worst ever recorded. The Philippine Disaster Agency says about 4 million people have been affected. Locally, the president of the Filipino-Canadian Association, Ruben Villagracia, notes the group is eyeing a couple of different fundraising opportunities.
We've discussed having a table set up at a shopping center area, and we've settled with the farmers market. It's not set yet. We're tentative plans to be at the farmers market this Saturday with a table and some signage for just straight cash donations. Other plans included like a spaghetti dinner type deal where we sell Filipino food and tickets in advance. That's early stages though. So what we'd like to do is book a hall sometime next month and sell tickets like that and then have takeout orders.
And that's just the beginning, according to Villagracia. He's also hoping to partner with a local grocery store to set up additional fundraising opportunities. The Filipino-Canadian Association of Thunder Bay has about 150 paid members.
Students at Norwest Review School are learning how to be the game. For the next 21 days, kids from JK all the way up to grade 8 are taking part in a 21-day challenge to help prevent bullying. The initiative helps combat bullying through a change toward positive attitudes at schools. The older students are expected to act in a leadership role to help stop mean acts and start promoting deliberate acts of kindness. The initiative is launching across Canada, and in 1 year, more than 225,000 acts of kindness have been recorded. Norwest Review kids will record their acts for the next 3 weeks. Each class will have 2 ambassadors, and right now there are already 2 school ambassadors.
Be the Game program has a 21-day program that incorporates 21 days because that's typically the length of time required to create new habits.
So by presenting with not just pay it forward or random acts of kindness, but to actually do deliberate acts of kindness and that be part of who you are as a foundation of who you are.
It also gets our student ambassadors involved throughout the school and allows them to incorporate younger children that may be outside of their peer group, but also make sure that they're involving them at all levels.
If we didn't do this, people could still be bullying people, and since we are doing this, after this, hopefully nobody else will bully people.
The Be the Game program launches at Ecole Grand Morgan tomorrow and at Mackenzie Public School Thursday, with funding for that school donated by the Thunder Bay Airport Authority. The goal is to eventually have this program at all schools in our city.
A new pellet plant in Wawa is one step closer to reality. The province has granted a forest resource processing facility license to Rentec Incorporated for their Wawa operation. Rentec also has a pellet plant in the works for Atikokan. That one should be open in the spring of 2014, while the Wawa facility is scheduled to open in the fall of next year.
For the past 5 years, Operation Red Nose has been the last call many people make before hitting the road during the holiday season. St. John Ambulance launched the annual campaign today, which celebrates a season of safe rides home. Last year's 14-night campaign had 238 volunteers provide more than 750 rides home to people in Thunder Bay. A total of close to 15,000 kilometers were driven. All proceeds from the campaign go directly to the St. John Car Seat Inspection Program, Pause for Stories, school safety education programs, and youth groups.
This is a good program to get the drinking driver off the road, because when we look at it, with all the advertisement that goes out, not only throughout the year, but it's more and more at this time of the year, we can't understand why people still want to get behind the wheel of their car after they've been drinking. So here's an option for you people, and let's use some common sense and let's get home safely.
Operation Red Nose starts on November 29th weekend, and it's not just for people who have been drinking alcohol. It's also available for people who are feeling under the weather or too tired to drive.
Premier Kathleen Wynne says Canada must act now to improve retirement incomes or face a crisis later. She says people aren't saving enough money for retirement, and that could lead to an economic crisis. Wynne says if the federal government doesn't take steps to improve CPP, Ontario will set up its own provincial plan. She says she'll be raising that issue with other premiers when they meet in Toronto on Friday.
We're still a long ways from Father's Day, but organizers of a local charity raffle are already getting ready for it by offering a chance to win 2 Harley-Davidson motorbikes. The annual Father's Day Dream Draw kicked off today, and organizers say the prizes are better than ever. For nearly 20 years now, the Kiwanis clubs of West Fort and Thunder Bay have partnered with Harley-Davidson to give residents the chance to win a sweet ride for Father's Day. This year, the event is offering 2 motorcycles to 1 lucky winner. Tickets are $20 a piece, and there are only 5,000 available. So organizers are hoping to sell out because they say the money fundraised is donated to local charities, and that's something that they feel is very important.
Don't give back to the community. It's a fun life. This is way more fun. To be able to raise money in the business you do, have fun, feel good. What more could you ask for?
It's important because there's such a need in Thunder Bay, and we try and fill that where we can. Our main goal or emphasis is children, and that's our main focus is children, so that's why it's important.
To date, the Father's Day draw has raised close to $300,000 for charities like the George Jeffrey Children's Center, Our Kids Count, and the Good Food Box.
Well, it's just about time to start that holiday shopping if you haven't done so already. And while you're at it, why not pick up an extra gift or two to donate to a local toy drive? The 14th annual Toy Odyssey kicked off today at Gore Motors Honda on Memorial Avenue. Staff want to fill up as many of these Honda Odyssey minivans as possible from now until December 15th. All toys donated will go to children at the Faye Peterson Transition House. Toy Drive spokesperson Tyler Bolosky says a little generosity can go a long way.
Everybody needs help, and it doesn't matter how big or small it is. Any help is always nice, especially during the holiday seasons. There's people that even a small little gift, a teddy bear or anything, can help bring that holiday season be a little bit more magical for them, and just any donation whatsoever can help out a kid or a family.
Now they're looking for new toys only that are not in wrapping paper. Toy donations are being accepted at Gore Motors Honda, Lulu's Variety, and at Auto Tool Toy Sense. Now, if you're looking for some family fun on Saturday evening, there is a magic show at Lakehead University's Boer Alaskan Theatre at 7:30. Proceeds from that show will also go towards the Faye Peterson House, and tickets are available at Gore Motors.
Well, plenty of men across the country are growing mustaches throughout the month of November. It's, of course, part of Movember, an international campaign to fight prostate cancer. But 3 cyclists from Vancouver are doing more than just throwing away their razors. They're biking across much of the country to raise money for Movember. They're calling it the Mustache Ride Across Canada. Their goal is to raise $100,000, and they're more than halfway there. As a thank you to their supporters, they decided to take things a step further this morning. They rode up Memorial Avenue here in Thunder Bay from Silver City to Future Shop wearing only these skimpy one-piece unitards. They certainly picked a great day for it. It was a brisk -7 degrees when they set out on the 1-kilometer ride. Cyclist Jordan Gildersleeve explains why they did it.
A lot about what the Mustache Ride is about. Mustache Ride Across Canada is, proving that you can have fun while putting yourself in these really significant challenges. And to be honest, challenges that we face on the road are nothing in comparison to the challenges that families of Canadians are facing when they're faced with these types of diseases. So we wanted to challenge our supporters to see if they could help us get to $50,000, and they did.
So in true Thunder Bay style, they ate a nourishing breakfast of Persians and boldly set out into the cold. According to their website, the trio has raised nearly $53,000 to date. You can track their progress or donate at moridecanada.ca.